990 for calendar year 2025. And item number 5 is the Boston Emergency Squad Form 990, also for 2025. And again, those are all part of the board packet in the town clerk's office available for inspection. Next item, under item number 4 is our new business. As always, and item number 1 is request from the floor. If anyone would like to come up and to the microphone, please state your name and address, and please keep the conversation to 3 minutes each. The floor is now open.
Pam Zielinski, 7182 Boston State Road. I am a member of the Conservation Advisory Council. And I just want to say what a great job you did hosting our fishing derby. We did have over 60 young anglers come out. A lot of younger ones, 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds. So hopefully this will be the start of a new tradition for them. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Gordon McLean, Pillow Drive. I wanted to talk tonight about public participation, accountability, and the growing frustration that some of our residents, including myself, feel with the town government. Not specifically the town board, but all parts of it, perhaps, some parts of it. Residents are often told they should attend meetings, become more involved, and participate in local government. A few months ago, I took that seriously and began attending meetings, reviewing records, asking questions, trying to better understand the decisions that are affecting our community. What's been disappointing is the disconnect between encouraging public participation and the way residents are then treated when they do participate and ask questions. At the recent planning board meeting, which I hope you've all seen the recording of that and watched it, if you haven't, you should be. But over the last several planning board meetings, we've had many residents speak, voice their concerns about minimum lot sizes, about building in town, development, and how it's connected to drainage. There was a petition delivered to the planning board to raise the size of lot sizes. There was an open hearing, a public meeting about it. No one, 0 people dissented on it. No one came up and said, oh my goodness, that's a bad idea. We asked the board to consider increasing lot size in areas where residents are concerned about density, drainage, infrastructure, and preserving the rural character of our town. The board's decision not to move forward that request was disappointing. But even more concerning was some of the attitude expressed during that discussion in the last couple of planning board sessions. What really got to me was last week's meeting, when one of the board members said, and you can go back and listen to the recording, I live on 60 acres, so this won't ever be a problem for me. Can you imagine how people that don't live on 60 acres and are insulated from other development, how they may feel about that? Residents also heard repeated statements in prior board meetings, we've heard it here too, unfortunately, especially in the planning board meeting, that they have no ability to influence developments, and they continuously go back to talking about Deanna Drive. And despite the amount of significant public concern at the time, they couldn't do anything about it, but now, suddenly, when residents proactively request changes through public participation and petitions, the board still chose not to change and leave the standards as they are currently. Seems like there was an opportunity there. That contradiction really deserves an explanation. If the board truly lacks the authority to influence development outcomes, residents should be told honestly and clearly. They appear to be dancing around it. If the board does have the influence and discretion, then residents deserve to understand why those tools were not used in the past or now. I was disappointed by comments suggesting that newer residents, or residents who have not attended meetings for decades, somehow have less standard to voice concerns. Public participation should not require a 20-year waiting period before opinions are taken seriously. Many residents will be getting more involved because they care deeply about the future of this town. They should be encouraged and not dismissed. Unfortunately, attitudes and responses like these naturally cause residents to look more closely at prior decisions, development approvals, drainage reviews, and other actions taken by town boards over the years. This is not because residents are looking for conflict. It's because the public confidence is built through transparency, consistency, and accountability. When residents feel dismissed or believe their concerns are not being taken seriously, it inevitably leads to greater scrutiny and more questions on why certain decisions are made. If you ask for participation, people are going to dig in. When they dig in and get answers that don't make sense or contradictory policies, it's going to look more confusing. They're going to ask more questions. So public officials should expect those questions, be prepared to answer clearly, and explain on their actions at all times. Transparency, accountability, and meaningful public participation are not a tax on local government. They're essential parts of good government. Thanks.
Thank you. Deputy Miller.
Good evening. Last weekend, we had an accident, Boston State near Trevitt, and I believe there were town signs. I was in contact with the town about a vehicle that went up a hill and struck some signs. There's been a report, all the insurance information is on there, he was arrested for DWI. So it should be covered if you need to file a claim. Also, if you could just send me over the contacts for the Boys and Girls Club, I need to update those. Get a chance, please. Recently, in the last 2 days, we handled 6 cars that had items taken out of them, all over town. Boston State, Brown Hill, a couple other roads that I looked through them earlier. Basically all overnight, unlocked cars, just see anything suspicious, vehicles stopping, please call us. We had cars that were on one street, they were occurring on another street. So it's just something we're always combating every summer now, pretty much. So just, if you see something, just give our dispatch a call, please. Also, we should be set up for 4th of July. I made all the notifications. We'll have the traffic trailer. I notified state police and our guys to assist as well. We have a game plan, and I'll send some items over. We can get that out and get it out on social media and start advertising for it. Great. And then I will be around. I can help on Memorial Day as well. Yeah, myself and state police, so we should be covered for that. And that's all. Thank you.
Yep, thank you. Right. Hearing no other comments, the floor is now closed. Item number 2 for regular business tonight is Resolution 2026-42, authorizing the 2026 early voting election polling location lease agreement. And Councilman Stefan, would you like to take that item tonight?
Sure. I'd like to make a motion to accept resolution 2026-42 for early voting election polling at the town hall. The primary election will be June 13th to June 21st, for early voting. And the general election, early voting also will be October 24th through November 1st.
Second motion.
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes.
Councilman Penders,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilman Stefan.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, item number 3 tonight is Resolution 2026-43, authorizing the 2026 primary and general election polling location lease agreement. And Councilman Selby, would you like to take that item tonight?
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution number 2026-43, whereas June 23rd is primary election day and November 3rd, 2026 is general election day. And the town hall will be open for those lease agreements at $100 per election day to use the space. So I'd like to make a motion to approve that resolution.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby,
Thank you.
Yes.
Councilman Penders,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilman Stefan.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, item number 4 tonight is an application for use of facility from the Conservation Advisory Council for their annual local environmental awareness fair, also known as the LEAF event. And Councilman Penders, would you like to take that item?
Yes, I would. I make a motion that we approve the application for use of facility by the Boston Conservation Advisory Council for Saturday, September 12th, 26th, for Oh, yes, they have a time here, 8 AM to 3 PM.
I'll second that motion.
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes?
Councilman Penders,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilman Stefan.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, item number 5 tonight is an application for use of facility for Cynthia McLeod for a graduation party. And Councilman Stefan, would you like to take that item tonight?
Sure, I would like to make a motion to allow Cynthia Cloud to use the facilities on June 26th, 2026, from 10 to 5 PM for a graduation party, waiving the fees.
No, there was a fee, or fee collected.
There is
Yeah.
a correction for what the fee collected.
Maybe I misheard, it is June 28th?
The date requested is June 28th, from
Thank you.
10 to 5 PM.
That's all. Okay,
I'll second.
thank you. Councilwoman Selby,
Yes?
Councilman Penders,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilman Stefan.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, item number 6 is an application for use facility for Scott and Renee Nellis for a birthday party. And Councilwoman Selby, would you like to take that item?
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. We have a use of facility application for Scott and Renee Nellis on Sunday, September 23rd, from morning till dusk for a birthday party. I'd like to approve that use of facility.
I'll second that.
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes?
Councilman Penders,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilman Stefan.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, that is it for our old business, or new business, I'm sorry, no old business, so on to reports and presentations. Highway Superintendent, you have the floor.
Yes, thank you. Last Friday, we were paving up on Sherrill Road between Zimmerman and Fedek. We had Midland Asphalt come into town with their paver, roller, and a crew. And the process with the Nova chip method is what we've been doing the last 4 or 5 years. They did a great job on that. And then they did Sherrill Road on Friday, then Monday we did Valley Circle Lane down off of Henrich. And today the guys were out along the shoulders, the edge of the blacktop. They were putting down gravel along the edge to make it safe. That's more of a priority than driveway approaches. But in the next few days, or within the next week, we'll be going around the driveways, the blacktop driveways, and sloping it down, tapering it down, that there isn't an inch and a half little edge lip on there. We're gonna be oil and stoning roads sometime mid-June, depending on the weather. If there's a lot of rain days in between, it might be a little later, might be a few days earlier, so we really don't know at this time. But we got several roads that we're gonna be oil and stoning this year. And I guess that's all I have tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Selby, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I'd like to thank the CAC and Pam for your job, your wonderful job at the fishing derby I attended a few weeks ago. The weather held out, and there were a lot of fish that were caught, and the hot dogs that Jay Jackson cooked were awesome. The kids really enjoyed the lunch, too. It was a great program. We look forward to that every year. I hope everyone has a safe upcoming Memorial Day weekend. Be safe out there and attend our services. There's more to come on that. So that's all I got for today.
Councilman Penders, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. First of all, as far as the fire departments go, I attended their memorial service on Sunday for all of the deceased firefighters. It was a great presentation by all 3 of our fire companies in town. I was grateful that they asked me to attend, and great presentation. As far as the emergency squad, they're looking forward to the new gas tank being available, so they can stop going to the convenience stores and using a credit card and running up a bill. So they're looking forward to that being done. The planning board, last week when they had the meeting, I was stuck on I'm an electrician, I got stuck on a job and I wasn't able to get here for the last 30 minutes or so. But I did watch it on the YouTube, and I did catch up on the information that they had relative to the minimum lot size. So I've been sitting and listening for the last couple of months and saying, I'm just listening, I'm taking everything in. Well, tonight's mighty coming out. So years ago, I can't recall how many years ago, it was probably 20 years ago, and all 3 of the TV stations were out in the town of Cheektowaga, set up for the town meeting, because they hired an engineer to come in because of all of the flooding in Cheektowaga and all of the underpasses. Every time there was a heavy rain, they came in and they talked about all of this flooding in Cheektowaga. So this highly paid engineer came out there, gets up to the microphone, all the cameras are looking, and he gets up and he says, what do you people expect? You put in an airport, you put in a high-end mall, you put in an interstate, and you covered all of the land that is there to absorb the water. So what do you expect me to tell you? You've already done the damage by paving over everything. So when we get into this next idea of putting in a development and putting in new housing, you gotta leave some soil there to absorb the moisture. And you have to address the drainage for that development at that time. So we have to go into extensive planning. And I've been finding out about the drainage situation that there's so many different people that are involved depending on where the water flows from and where it goes to. And when you try to find out who is responsible for this piece of water, nobody can make a solid response. So there's different agencies that have to be addressed and bring everybody on the same page. And lastly, I'd like to have everyone enjoy this weekend and Memorial Day that was brought to us by our veterans. We're all sitting here because of them. And just a reminder, Iran's not over and done yet, so just let's say that our troops are safe in Iran and all over the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Councilman Stefan, you have the floor.
Since the last meeting, investigated a bit about the drainage area. Got a few phone calls from a handful of residents, went and looked at some property, and it's not until you actually can see in backyards and in the woods behind a home that you really get an idea of how hard it is to fix something that shouldn't have been done 7,500 years ago. One issue was on Boston State Road, went and took a look in the backyard, and the fact that there is a drain going underneath properties in between houses with only 10 feet of room makes me wonder how this could have even taken place. So there's much that I'm learning about the issues that we have to address, but the first is to really investigate how this had taken place many years ago, and hopefully to be putting together some corrections so that these are not issues in the future. With that being said, we are looking into the complex situation of both county, state, and town roads. And for drainage, oftentimes there is funding, a ton of funding available through the state. But the issue is putting the paperwork together to apply for this grant or the grants that are available. So with everything that is on the table, I would say within the next month or two, we will seriously be looking into trying to get as much assistance through the state as we can to fix these issues that should have never existed from how they were built or came into being, say, 50, 75 years ago. That being said, Veterans Day, very important to my family. My father now passed away, proud World War II vet, relatives currently in the military and some retired. So it's got a lot of meaning to me, and really appreciate and respect everything we can for those who protect us. Thank you.
Thank you much. Madam Clerk, you have the floor.
Thank you, Supervisor Keating. The blood drive from Tuesday, May 5th, there were 20 units collected that helped save the lives of 60 local patients. The next blood drive will be Tuesday, June 2nd from 2 to 7 in the community room. And peddlers permits. That's known as door-to-door sales or any kind of soliciting. a permit is needed in the town of Boston. My office and the supervisor's office, and I think there's also something out on Facebook regarding solar soliciting and pesticide soliciting. So just word out to the peddlers or anyone else that is interested in obtaining a permit in the town of Boston. It's a relatively easy process to obtain the permit, so if you are someone who is in need of the permit, it is mandatory in the town. Please give my office a call. I will talk you through the process of this, and we'll get you all set. The fee is very reasonable at $10 a person and $10 a vehicle. So there's really no reason that any company that is soliciting in the town of Boston shouldn't have a permit. And I just wanted to, little kudos to our Parks Department. This time of year, they have a lot to prepare with the grass that seems to keep on growing and growing. The fields, they keep the town fields immaculate, working on the, taking care of the flower beds, getting ready for Memorial Day. I anticipate the flags will be going up this week in the front of the town hall, so I do appreciate that the work that's done by our Parks Department is really amazing for three Parks workers. And the Boston Memorial Day service will be Monday, May 25th. And I changed the wording this year, how we would say a parade. With the lack of other participants, this parade is really becoming an emergency services processional. It will start with a trooper's vehicle, and it will consist of the EMS and the 3 fire companies, and Deputy Miller will take care of some of the traffic control and be at the end of the processional. That goes from Faith United Church of Christ to the Boston Town Park. The program starts at 1:15 under the Lion Shelter, and as in every year, we are graced with the performance of the Boston Town Band. And this year, Frank Gamble, our town historian, will provide the remarks of the service. So I'm really looking forward to that, and looking forward to a great turnout. I do understand that it is a busy family time too, but anyone who's available, come down for that hour. It's definitely something you will appreciate attending. So, and that is all I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, sorry, hit the microphone over there. First thing I want to bring up, Boston State Road this season, now that we're finally out of winter, and it seems like we're going to be in the rain season forever. But Boston State Road is going to be really busy. If you haven't seen the national field drilling that's been going on down on Boston State Road, well, now we're going to add in, we received the formal notice from Erie County Highway that Boston State Road from Zimmerman Road to Mill Road, and I've reported on this at a few previous meetings, will be down to a single lane restrictions. These will start beginning June 15th with an anticipated completion date of July 3rd or until complete. So, with the holidays and Mother Nature, we'll see how long that lasts. But again, all of this area that you've heard me discuss at previous meetings will all be milled and resurfaced. With that being said, we also have the Trooper Brinkerhoff run that's coming up. We have Boston State Road is going to be busy, so when you're traveling up and down the main artery of our community, please be careful and to keep everybody safe and so everybody can get home. The couple other items I wanted to mention, the Sheriff's Office, we're working to try to keep our drug and syringe boxes downstairs. When I came in, I worked with past Sheriff Howard to bring in the drug and syringe boxes downstairs. Unfortunately, the Sheriff's Office has notified us that they're going to be taking those away. The closest 2 drop locations will be, you're starting to move north, but Colden will be the first closest, and second, you're looking up in Orchard Park. So I can't speak to why. I do not have a clear answer at this time. We're trying to keep them here. They show up every week, they empty them out, and they're full. They are definitely getting used, and we understand that. So unfortunately, we're kind of at the mercy of that program, but we'll see what we can do to keep those here for everybody. Wanted to bring it up, that I don't see the resident in the audience. They did come out last year, but there was a noise complaint over on Sunset Lane. Thanks to the sheriff's deputies for addressing that not only last year, but also this year. But I think that has been addressed at this time. And then also, I just wanted to touch base that the other, this is on the world of social media. I'm trying to get a straight answer from New York State. If you've been down at the intersection of Boston State, Herman Hill, Zimmerman, there are two new white gooseneck looking attachments to the poles there. And in our town, the North Boston area, there are some, they're not sidewalks, folks. But pads of concrete at that location. No, we are not getting sidewalks. But that is a traffic crossing area, but also those goosenecks, those are traffic counters, and yes, they do monitor traffic. That is something that state DOT handles and monitors. It is not the town. I know some people on social media kind of took some shots at the town. We don't control that intersection, that's state DOT. I'm trying to get the exact specifics. Once I have those, as always, I will share those. They'll be part of the correspondence in the board packet. But I wanted to let the public know that, unfortunately, this town board does not have any authority or control over that intersection. That is controlled by New York State DOT. And that is all I have for tonight, so I'll make a motion to end the meeting exactly at 8 o'clock.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes.
Councilman Penters,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilman Stefan.
Yes.
Motion carried. Meeting adjourned.